Means we're not yet going live. We are going live. We are on the air. Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Eric. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. As you can see behind me, if you can see behind me, I am at Anderson Pens, the store itself in Appleton, Wisconsin. There are a couple of Andersons roaming around too. Where are you?
I am in the office in my studio in Calhoun, Georgia.
Calhoun, Georgia, which means you, of course, are an hour ahead of me. Is it noon?
You're central? Yes.
I don't know. I'm at 11. It's noon where you
Yes.
are, right?
It is noon where I am, yes.
And how's the family?
Everybody is great. They're at soccer games this morning, so they're doing their thing.
Yourself. Oh, well, that's...
I'm actually out in my studio, which is now separate from my house. So those of you who have seen me in the podcast in previous times, my studio was up at the house, and now I have a separate facility separate from the house.
Right? You built it yourself?
I did, yes.
From the ground up?
No, not from the ground up. It was an existing barn from 1970 that I gutted, and I actually, I did all the wiring and that type of stuff. But I built a box inside of a box.
A box inside of a box, and you put yourself in that box?
That's exactly what I did.
You have boxed yourself in?
Yes.
Okay. And you have 15 children now?
No, we're done at 3.
Oh, three.
Yeah. No, we'll let the Duggars keep that.
Okay. And what are their ages?
2.5, 8, and 10.
All right. I've got a joke for you that you can share with the 8 and the 10. I don't know it. They might not get it, but then again, you might not get it.
Okay.
But then again, you might already know the answer. The question is, where's Mr. Anderson? He gave it to me. I'll just say that right up front. He gave it to me.
Okay.
How do you think the unthinkable?
How do you think the unthinkable?
Yes, I did. Anderson, Peanut Gallery.
I don't know. Tell me, how do you think the unthinkable?
You think the unthinkable with an iceberg.
That's good. I like that one.
He likes it. He's not watching the show. He's over there shipping things. Yeah, we're supposed to be talking about the Colorado Pen Show.
Yes.
Have you heard of that? Have you heard of the Colorado Pen Show?
I've heard a little bit about it. Yes, I have.
My understanding is that you are one of the sponsors of the Colorado Pen Show.
That's the rumor on the street.
So my first question for you is, when did you move to Colorado?
Well, I'd love to move to Colorado, which is why I'm sponsoring the Pen Show and really actively trying to get it really big, because I really, really want to live in Colorado.
I'm afraid to ask, but I will ask, why do you really, really want to live in Colorado?
Have you been before? I
have been.
Okay. It's just...
Has nothing to do with recent law or legislature or anything like that? Oh, no.
Oh, okay. It has all to do with mountains.
Mountains. Oh, you like those?
I know, contrary, and nobody ever believes me when I say this, contrary to the popular belief, the weird hair, the artist thing just goes in hand with the legislation. That's something.
Even try it. No one's going to believe you here either.
No. Okay. Well, yeah, it's true. It's not my bag, but whatever.
All right. So you enjoy the mountains of Colorado.
Yeah. The more I'm outside, the happier I am.
There are probably easier ways to move to Colorado than by sponsoring a pen show.
Probably.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that next time we see each other face to face.
Yeah.
What does it mean to sponsor a pen show? I really should have asked you that before we got live. So I'm gonna keep talking to give you 30 seconds to think.
No, it's all good. To me, sponsoring a pen show was just, being one of the original helpers. Like to let everybody know how the pen show started is I overheard Ed Capizzi talking in line at the Columbus, Ohio pen show to Terry Mulhorter about it. And I just grabbed him by the shoulder, spun him around. I had my checkbook in the back pocket, and I said, you start a pen show in Denver. I'm buying the first 2 tables, and I'm going to help sponsor it. So I'll throw money at it. I'll do whatever I can to make this go off. And honestly, at that time, it was purely for selfish intentions. I wanted a tax write-off to go to Colorado every year. I mean, it was that simple. I love the state. My wife and I honeymooned there. There's just something magical about the Denver, Boulder, Rocky Mountain National Park area. It's a very, very special place.
So, and the Colorado Pen Show is taking place in just about a month from now, a little less than a month.
Yes.
And your wife will be there with you.
No, she won't, unfortunately, not this time. But my daughter Zoe will be with me. She's 10. And
Zoe's
after
coming to the pen show?
Zoe is coming to the pen show.
Oh, I didn't know that. Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, and she's also, incidentally, as a side note, she started a jewelry company. It's called Zozo Bijou. Bijou is French for jewelry. And she is
Right.
a jewelry designer, and so she's going to be peddling her stuff there along with my pens at the table. And then we're going to go backpacking for 3 days up in Rocky Mountain National.
You're kind of becoming your own traveling pen show, or at least sideshow, because you've got pens now and jewelry and chocolates, and they just all kind of follow you around the country.
Yes, yes.
For
Large
those
seashore.
for those of you who don't know, Brandon always goes with you, and
Yes.
Brandon is America's chocolatier, and so now we're selling pens and we're selling jewelry and we're selling the world's most delicious chocolates at the Colorado Pen Show.
Yeah, Zoe was going to have, I don't know, probably 8 or 10 handmade things. She uses a lot of wooden beads. Fittingly enough, I do a lot of wooden pens. And her designs are very minimalist and very tasteful. In fact, she scored the first sale at the Washington, D.C. pen show.
The first sale of the entire show, or of your table?
Of my table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
of my table.
remind us all again how we say jewelry in French.
Bijou.
Bijou.
Don't ask me how to spell it.
I won't.
Okay.
Although I could, and I would take your word for it. But you're going to have some pens there.
I'm going to have lots of pens.
And what is special about your pens? Let me find. I think I have a picture.
Okay.
Of you doing something in the process. Oh, not that one. Not that one. Stop sharing. You do. Your pens are. This pen. You're hand painting this pen. Presenting.
Yes, yes, I am. So my background is in the arts. I went to art school. I was director of design for a textile company for 13 years, and drawing is just what I've always done. And when I started making pens, it was kind of a natural progression to see if I could figure out a way to put art on the pen. So I do a lot of hand painting, and that is a picture. This was incidentally taken at the Dallas Pen Show last year, and it was early in the morning before, and I'd already been set up, and so people hadn't showed up to the show yet. So I started painting, and somebody took that picture, and that's an African gray parrot in the Congo jungle. Right now, I'm working on some trees in that particular photo, and this particular pen was nominated for Pen World's Fine Art Pen of the Year. I didn't win, but it was still very honoring to even be, put in the same category as the ultimate winner, which incidentally was the rightful winner. It was a magnificent pen, the Pandas. If you haven't seen it, you should really look it up. It's truly a work of art, and it's really an honor well deserved by them.
So, but are all of your pens hand painted?
Not all of them.
No.
At this point right now, everything is handmade. So whether it's a wooden pen, it's made by hand. I do a lot of mother of pearl inlay and different things. I do a lot of scrimshaw work, which is an engraving into naturally shed moose antler. I want to put this caveat on it. No animals are ever hurt in the making of my process. All of the antlers are natural sheds. I get them from a gentleman in Montana who picks them up, and he sells them to me by the pound.
I think I'm sharing a picture now of one of your pens.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what you're talking about, right?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That particular pen comes from Wagner's opera called The Ring of Nibelung. It's from the third act. And on the front side there, you're seeing the dragon Fafnir. And he's in a fight with the hero named Siegfried. Siegfried ultimately wins in the end. The cap is the cap here is I've made a little minor change to it since the original version. The original version was made out of leopard wood, which kind of, to me, had the similar feel and texture of dragon scales. But then I had the idea, I was like, wait a minute, why don't I just engrave dragon scales actually into the cap? So this is a close-up of what you'll get now on the cap, which I like a lot better, and everybody who's seen the pens in real life likes this a lot better. So it's kind of a running change into the series. It is a limited edition of 150.
And you'll have some of these at the pen show?
Yeah, in fact, let me see if we can get the whole scene to show up on screen. I don't know if
let me stop sharing this, and we'll start sharing you.
Okay. And I don't know, is this...
You talk. Yeah, you talk.
Okay, so can you see this fairly well? There we have the Fafnir, I think, there with the sword and the shield, blocking the fire and going in for the final kill. We got a full moon in the sky. and some pine trees in the background.
So what have we got? So far we have hand painted and this naturally shed antler, you say. You're not
Yes,
out.
and no, that's not my thing.
What is this one that I found somewhere? Let me share it.
Okay, that was a limited edition of only 10 pieces. It's made of quilted maple. For those of you familiar with wood, maple has 3 distinctive types of wood grain structure that are highly sought after among woodworkers. We have bird's eye maple, which has little dots, little knots in it, known as eyes. We also have tiger maple, which has real tight curl in it. And then we have quilted maple, which is a real irregular pattern. And it's very difficult to capture on camera. But as you rotate the wood in the light, the grain alternates from absorbing light to reflecting light. And it has this beautiful movement that's very mesmerizing. So what I've done is I found a piece of quilted maple where the grain is tight enough to be appreciated in something as small as a pen. I had enough to make exactly 10 pens out of it. And what I've done is I've taken some Arizona turquoise and I've hand cut a cabochon for the top as well as the bottom. And we have the serial number engraved into the back of the pen right here on the back of the cap. This is number 4 in the series. I don't remember what numbers I've got left. I sold a few in DC. So it's quilted maple with Arizona turquoise.
And you'll have, if you have any of those remaining, they'll be at the Colorado Pen Show.
Yes. I don't foresee selling through the series. Well, I mean, who knows what happens after a podcast like this? You never know. I make no,
Well,
I'd love to sell them all. I'd love to sell them all before the show.
There is a pen show before Colorado, and I think you're going to be at that one.
Yes, that's in 2 weeks in Dallas.
So, and you'll have these pens there, so they could be gone by then.
Yeah, they theoretically could be gone.
I'm looking at a copy of Pen World magazine.
Yes.
And it seems to me that Pen World magazine gives you lots of attention these days. Am I wrong?
They have been very generous to me. I will admit that, and I'm very grateful for the exposure that they have. It's had a real impact on my business, and it's been really wonderful.
I don't have a copy of. I think it was February of this year, wasn't it? Was that
the Pearl article?
What was your first article?
The first article was February 2 years ago.
2 years?
Yeah, it's been 2. Not this last February, but the one before.
Oh, 2 Februaries ago. So
yeah,
February
2 Februaries ago.
14.
Yes.
Okay, that's why I couldn't find it.
Yes.
Did they say good things about you?
Yeah, I think so. I was very pleased with the article. Laura Chandler did a wonderful job, and it was a fun conversation. Everybody at Pen World is awesome. You know what? Let me put this. Everybody in the Pen World is awesome. I still can't believe I do what I do for a living. I look forward to the Pen Show because it's like a big traveling family from city to city, and I just look forward to seeing everybody.
And that is, I think, why most people go to pen shows. You go to a pen show to sell some pens, but I think it's the social aspect of a pen show, especially if you get to go to more than one a year.
Yeah.
You see all these people that you only have some sort of a relationship with online, and then you see them face to face and probably have a few drinks. And of course, you get to handle pens and buy pens.
Yeah. Incidentally, last year, after the Colorado Pen Show's Saturday night, I believe, everybody just piled into the ballroom and brought all of their pens, just put them all out on the table, and we just wrote with everybody's pens. A couple people brought a couple of bottles of whiskey, and they just got put down on the table, and we just got to write with everything you can imagine. Every ink you can imagine, everybody's.
It was a
write
big
with mine, I'll write with yours. Yeah.
pen club meeting after the show.
It was great. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll arrange another one of those for this year.
It'll probably happen. Those things just happen serendipitously, and those are the best ones. The ones that just happen.
They're rather organic.
Yeah. Exactly.
Get a bunch of pen people and a bunch of pens together, and what do you think is going to happen?
Exactly.
I did want to mention, before I forget, and up to this moment I have forgotten, but now I have remembered, so I won't forget. Your pen making career started in Mexico City.
Yes.
And we won't mention any brand names.
No, we won't. No. Brand names aside.
Tell the story without mentioning brand names.
Okay, without mentioning brand names, All right, I was the director of design for a textile company. We manufactured accent and area rugs, and I was going to forge a relationship with a company just outside of Mexico City, and I had a big presentation. I lost my pen, and I thought, what would really set the look for this presentation is if I just had a really nice fountain pen. I'd written with a Schaefer all through high school, but I thought, I'm going to splurge and spend 50 or 60 bucks and buy a really awesome fountain pen. Showing my naivete. So I walked into a boutique, picked up, the pen that we all see in the pockets of everybody in first class walking down the aisle, and I said, well, that's the pen I gotta have. And I put that pen down on the counter, and the guy said, well, that will be $275, please. And I looked at him kind of funny and said, pesos? He said, no, dollars. I looked at the pen, and because in textiles, all of our product was synthetic, made of either polypropylene, nylon, or polyester, and I knew that this particular resin pen was made out of either polyester, polypropylene, nylon, or acrylic, and I knew for a fact at that point, depending on the color, it was going somewhere between 80 cents a pound and $2.50 a pound, and well, that pen was pretty light. I said, yeah, there's about 35 cents of resin, and I can't imagine there's a whole lot. I asked the guys, like, you sell a lot of these? He says, yeah, we sell 2 or 3 a week. I was like, wait a minute, you're selling from the small boutique in Mexico City 2 or 3 a week? And just like, I called my wife from the airport. I said, honey, we just started a pen company.
That's where it launched, from the airport in Mexico City.
It launched from the airport in Mexico City. I made my first pen about 2.5 weeks later, and it's a piece of garbage. You know what? If I would have been thinking, I would have had it here to show everybody. It's horrible. After about 150, they started being okay.
So you had to learn. You had to learn.
Yeah, there was a learning curve. There certainly was. I mean, I always tinkered with tools and stuff, and I did sculptural furniture on the side, and I did steel sculpture and bronze casting and things in the past, and I was well familiar with tooling, but yeah, there was certainly a learning curve involved.
Sculpture was your favorite, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I concentrated in sculpture in the University of Georgia.
For the first time ever that we are face-to-face on some sort of a broadcast like this, I can say I actually have one of your pens.
All right.
One of your pens. I haven't inked it yet. I figure we'll do that together next time we see each other.
Which will be in Denver, right?
I don't believe I'll be in Denver, but I will be in Dallas. But this is not the Dallas Pen Show podcast. So
Okay.
we will see each other soon.
Excellent.
Soon enough that I can wait to ink that pen.
Okay.
What else you got for me? What have I forgotten to ask you, because I'm about to wrap this up?
Okay, well, in terms of product, I think probably for the most part, the people watching this podcast are somewhat familiar with what I do and probably frequent pen shows, or at least have been to 1 or 2. And the only one that I miss is Detroit and Little Rock and Long Island. Those are the only 3 pen shows in the circuit I don't do. So there's a real good chance I've seen everybody. But what I would say is
you're doing 11 shows a year, or
13. 10? I did 13 last year. Yeah.
But you don't do Little Rock?
No, because it's too close to some of the other ones, and honestly, I'm spent. It's just.
Well, 13 is a lot of shows, but I don't know how you find 13 shows and without including Little Rock. So.
Well, I counted it up, and maybe I miscounted. Let's see. Let's start at the beginning. Philly, Baltimore, L.A., Atlanta, Raleigh, Miami. Let's see what's after that. D.C. San Fran.
You went to San Fran?
I didn't this year. I did last year.
Okay.
I couldn't make it. We had family obligations this year, and it killed me not to go. Then after that, San Fran, Dallas,
Denver,
Columbus. I'm forgetting something. What else did I do? Maybe I only did 12 last year, and I counted something twice one time. Like just that number 13 sticks in my mind.
But you're going to almost all pen shows.
I'm sorry. I did 2 other events that weren't actually pen shows. They weren't.
You're
so that's what I'm counting. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I did some little. They were in-shop boutique setups where I did small events. So.
Well, wherever you go, it's a pen show. Doesn't matter.
Right. So that's where the extra 2 came from.
So people can order your pens online at your website, or they can find you at a pen show.
That is correct. Yeah, I just launched a new website that I'd be curious to get some feedback of what people think of it. It's rkpens.com, rkspens.com, and it's brand new. And
.com. I didn't even know that.
No, actually, this is the first time really mentioning it. It's rkspens.com. The reason being is my original web hosting company decided they don't want to be in web design anymore, and they're not doing any type of mobile updates and that kind of thing. So I was losing organic page rank and bleeding money, and so I'm rebuilding with a new company that seems to be really on top of things. But I'm pretty pleased with it.
rkspens.com.
rkspens.com, yes.
And that would be Ryan Krusac Studios, RKS.
Yes, correct.
Cool. Well, as soon as I hang up on you, I'm going to go check it out.
Cool.
You sprung that on me. That was your surprise.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to see you in Dallas, and I think 2 weeks from today we will be at Dallas.
2 weeks from today, yes.
I'll be looking at your pens and eating Brendan's chocolate, so you're going to see me.
Yes, in case people are wondering why the chocolates, well, we're actually doing a chocolate and pen pairing. So we have flavors that match my pens. So for instance, I do a lot of wood pens, and I make a pistachio wood pen, and Brandon makes a very delicate pistachio apricot truffle. Delightful.
Everything he makes is delightful.
Yes, it's true. They really are delightful.
But I should point out that you don't have to buy a pen to get his chocolates.
No, you don't.
And you don't have to buy his chocolates to get a pen, but you could pair them if you like.
That's right. It's just a little shtick we had because most pen show organizers only want pen-related things. So we thought hard, how are we going to relate this to pens?
And it's working, isn't it?
It's working beautifully.
Yeah.
It's working beautifully. Brandon sold 100% of his chocolates in DC.
That's because he didn't bring enough.
That's right.
I'll have a word with him. I'm going to text him right now.
And I want more chocolate.
So. Okay, Mr. Krusac. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I'll see you in 2 weeks, and everyone else is going to see you at the Denver Pen Show. What are the dates?
The dates,
put you on the spot.
The 25th.
No, Denver.
Oh, Denver. Denver is October 10 and 11.
Good. I'm glad you're a sponsor.
Yes, be there. It's going to be a great show. Ed has got the whole community involved. He's really I'm excited about this pen show because his philosophy is to make it more about buying and selling pens. And he's bringing in the whole community. Michael Saul is going to be there telling stories the night before. It's really an event that is a true destination for everybody who's in love with everything about writing, pens, and artwork, and community, and carrying on, the traditions of communication. It's going to be a great show. I'm excited.
Are you going early or staying late so that you can do some hiking?
Yes, I'm going out Thursday. My daughter and I are going to drive out on Tuesday. We're going to camp along the way out, and then we're going to get there Thursday midday. I really want to be at Still Sellers for Michael Saul's storytelling event there.
That's Thursday night, I believe.
That's Thursday night at 7.
And then Friday, he's doing an all-day, a 5-hour class on handwriting.
That's correct. And so I want Zoe to be there for that. In fact, we use Michael Saul. We homeschool our children. So Zoe and Sylvia are using Michael Saul's curriculum to learn Spencerian script. And then after the show Sunday, she and I were going to put on the backpacks, and we're going to hike about 6 miles in up to Lock Vale in Rocky Mountain National Park. And we're going to go trout fishing, and we're going to eat what we catch, and hopefully we'll catch something, or we're going to be really hungry.
Will Brandon be there?
No, he's not going to go hiking with us, but he is coming to Colorado.
But he'll send with some chocolates with you, just in case, right?
He better.
Yeah,
he knows what's good for him. No, I always, I'm not a freeloader. I always buy a lot off him. I'm one of his favorite customers. I love his chocolates, and I like supporting what he's doing.
I'm only worried about because you said you're going to eat what you catch. Hopefully you'll have a backup plan. And if that happens to be chocolates, that's fine. But there needs to be a backup plan.
Yeah, we are packing in MREs, and they're quite good. So at night we're going to have 3 cheese tortellini, some beef macaroni chili, and I eat well when I hike.
Good.
Yes.
Excellent. I'll see you in 2 weeks, and then
Cheers.
everyone else will see you in October.
Okay, Mr. Roscoe, be well. Thank you.
Talk to you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.